All right, everybody. Welcome to this tutorial for quiz 3 on the quadratics unit for Algebra 2. This is the only assignment that you guys are going to complete this week. It's due on Friday, and it's worth a lot of points. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Khan Academy grade your score here, and then I'm going to input it into Schoology. If it brings your grade up, then I'll leave it in there. If not, if it brings your grade down, I'm not going to input it. I'll excuse it. Okay, so this can only bring your grade up. I understand that you have to have done, well, it's ideal that you have to have done all the assignments leading up to this quiz to understand everything. But I'm going to try my best to explain as much as I can. There's going to be a lot of concepts that I'm going to go over, but I'm going to go over one of the quizzes. You're not going to get all the same problems that I will get, but hopefully this will help you with your quiz. Okay, again, you have as many tries as you want to complete this quiz, so give this multiple shots. Also, I am going to be talking a little bit fast. Remember that you can always pause and rewind the video. And let me know in Schoology, send me a message if you have a question. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in because that was a minute 25. And I'm going to start this quiz. Let me get my marker here. For these types of problems, if you get something like this on your quiz, what they want you to do is they want you to replace everything that has an x squared plus 6, replace that with the letter p. So I can see that there's an x squared plus 6 here, so I'm going to replace that whole thing with a p. And then it's not very obvious, but this has an x squared plus 6 if you divide both of these by 4. So if I divide a 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1, so I'm just going to be left with x squared. So that's going to be x to the power of 2. And then 26 divided by 4 is 6, so plus 6, okay? Now if I were to like distribute this, 4 times x squared will give me 4x squared, and 4 times 6 would give me 24. So these two things, this red little expression I wrote here is the same thing as this expression here. All right, so now we can see that there's another x squared plus 6 there. So I can replace both of those underlined x squared plus 6 with the letter p. I'm going to do it with a different color just so we keep track. So I have p. Instead of x squared plus 6, I write p because that's what it's equal to. P2, and then that's parentheses to the power of 2. And I'm going to write this whole thing out. Minus 21 equals. Now remember that I rewrote this as 4 times the quantity x squared plus 6, which all of that should be a p. So I have 4 times p. Okay. Another way to, oh, sorry about that. Let me use black. Another way to write that is just 4p. So I'm just going to erase these parentheses here. I thought that was my eraser. Oh, that's not what I want to erase. Okay, there you go. So I'm just going to write, I'm going to put the p right next to 4p. Now, notice that all of these options are equal to 0. So we have to get a 0 on this side. To do that, we subtract 4p. So minus 4p. That's going to cancel that and give us a 0. And then I subtract it to this side. Now, none of these have a p by itself. This is p to the power of 2. So we're just going to write it all out together because this can't combine with anything. So what we end up with is, oh, I'm going to write it all the way down here. P to the power of 2, and then that minus 4p, okay, minus 21 equals 0. And if we look at our options, that should be, it should be D. A and D are very similar, but we want a minus 4p. Awesome. Let's keep going. Okay. Okay, solve. Oh, this is super interesting here. Now, what they want you to do pretty much is use a quadratic formula. But in order to use a quadratic formula, you have to write this in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So this is not equal to 0. The ax squared is this 7x squared. The c, that's the one with no x, so that's the number 9. And then bx is 7x. So what we can do is we can just reorder this. I can subtract 7x squared to both sides. 7x squared minus 7x squared. Okay. And anyway, you should end up with negative 7x squared. And then I know that 9 looks like it comes next, but we usually put the term with the x second, the bx, right? And then plus 9 at the end, because that's the c. Okay, plus 9 equals 0. Now this is kind of weird here because it's written in a weird way. But what you're going to do is you're just going to substitute that into the quadratic formula. So that's going to be negative b, which is negative 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared. I'm going to do that math. 49 minus 4. Oh, sorry. B was 7. B to the power of 2 is 49. 4a is negative 7. 4ac. And then c is 9 here. Okay, again, I'm just using the quadratic formula. If you don't know what that is, just press pause and Google it, and it'll give it to you, okay? Times 2a, which is 2 times 7, okay? Now, 2 times 7 is 14, so I'm going to get, I'm going to have to save some space over here. So I'm going to write negative 7, and then have 14. Now it's going to be plus or minus whatever is in here. 4 times 7, 7 times 4 is 28. 28 times 9, I don't know what that is, but I can figure it out. How much time do I have? I'm at 7 minutes, 2:52. So, oh no, don't tell me that I exited my quiz. Okay. Okay, we're still here, that's fine. Here, we left off, we have a negative 7. We got a command. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Excuse me here. Quiz 3. Okay. Got a lot going on here. Okay. I'm just going to write out what we had. So we had negative 7 plus or minus. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Whatever was in there. 14, 252, but we had a 49 at the beginning. So 252, 2a plus 49, so plus 49 equals 5. Oh my gosh, that's the 252 plus 49 equals 301. All right, so this is square root of 301. So right off the bat, I know it can't be this because 7 and 14, I'm not going to be able to divide that to get a 3. It's possible it could be this. It's not going to be this. It could be, I think it's, well, I guess that's the exact answer I get. But just to make sure, let's square root this. Square root 301. It's possible that we can simplify it, but probably not. Nope. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be this, okay? So again, I just used quadratic formula. And that was it. If the discriminant of f positive, is the discriminant of f positive, 0, or negative? So I'll just break this down for you. Positive, 0, or negative. Okay. So if it's positive, that means there's 2 solutions. Oh, sorry. 2 x-intercepts. 2 x-intercepts. If it's 0, that means there's 1 x-intercept. That's really messy. And if it's negative, that means there's no x-intercepts. That's an imaginary number. Now, if you look here, this thing does not cross the x-intercept, so this is going to be negative. Okay, next. Solve for x. Okay, you could do this the long way, or if you just want to use desmos.com, that can also graph that for you. And then when they say solve for x, they're really just asking for the x-intercept. So x squared minus 12x, x squared minus 12x plus 36 equals 0. Okay. Oh, we don't have to put the equals 0, but you can. If you do, you'll get two straight lines and you'll get the intercepts. Anyway, the intercepts are here and here. Let me double check that. X squared minus 12x plus 36. Oh, I put an equal here. Minus 12. There you go. The x-intercepts, the x-intercept of this graph, so where it crosses the x-axis, is at 6, 0. That's my answer, 6. Okay. Sweet, one more. Another one of those, you're just going to do the same thing. Type it into Desmos and find out where it crosses, where the graph, the parabola, crosses the x-intercept. Let me erase that. 2x squared minus 28x. 2x squared minus 28x plus 98. Okay, and then I click. This is the x-axis. Where does this quadratic intercept at the x-axis? I click there, and it tells me it's 7. Okay, 7. Bam. Then you get 100%, and then your grade goes up. Okay, so what I want to suggest is that you watch this video once, and then you go in and start the quiz. Once you open the quiz, it's possible that the type of first problem they give you might not be the same type that I did in the video, but it might be a different type that I did in this video. So just forward or rewind to the type of problem that will, or the example that will help you, and do it that way, okay? Again, let me know if you have any questions by sending me a message on Schoology. This is the only assignment that you guys are required to do this week. Again, it's quiz 3. You should see it on Khan Academy. It should only raise your grade. If it doesn't, if your score does not raise your grade, I won't count it towards your grade. But try it anyway, please, okay? All right, thank you guys. I hope you guys had an awesome Mother's Day and are having a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.